What are some interesting businesses you think we or people could start with this new image gen technology?
There's so many, dude. $500 a month and go get 100 landscaping companies to pay you for like literally what is a type form. You can now go do that so fast.
Dude, someone could test this today. AI/digital to physical opportunities. I'm incredibly bullish on that.
Why would I pay for this? Because I can just ask ChatGPT to do it for me. Awesome. You are the minority. You are correct.
Here's what someone should do right now. All right, we're back at the Koerner office, and you know Sam Thompson. He's been on like 15 times now. I had him on again. We checked in with everything he's working on in AI, building apps, vibe coding. He built his own CRM. And then we started talking about ChatGPT's image generation ideas within the home services niche. As a home service business owner, as a potential marketing agency, my mind exploded. So you're going to love this. It's in 2 parts. Second part, you know how this goes, will be a week from today. And I hope you love it. Share with a friend. What do you think of this new ChatGPT update where it carries your memory across chats?
Dude, I love it.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I had 3 people in my ChatGPT account. I had a kid at church I'm mentoring. My wife was in there because she doesn't have it on her phone for whatever reason. My daughter, and then one of my employees. And I kicked them all out. I'm like, you're done. You're cut off. You're messing up my data. This is my best friend, my therapist. I'm going to use ChatGPT until the day I die. And I want it to learn about me and not random people with random prompts. I want you to do this. Do me a favor real quick. Open your ChatGPT. And you can be selective. You don't need to read it, but I want you to ask it, tell me some of the most interesting prompts I've ever given you.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I forgot all about these prompts.
I'm going to hit you with another one to do.
Yes. Some of them it read back to me like, oh, that's embarrassing.
It was knowing everything you know about me. Write a prompt that would explain how I think and operate as if I'm a machine running on instructions.
Whoa.
Bro.
I like that one.
Then you get deeper. And then the next one I asked was, knowing everything you know about me, what do you think my biggest weaknesses are? It was pretty spot on, like too many levers, not enough focus, which you and I deal with. Founder bottleneck risk, stuff that's really relying on me. Discomfort with slowness and boredom. Underutilized personal brand. Like, dude, it's spot on. Then I asked it, based on all of this, what should I focus on for the next 90 days? Firing yourself from the bottlenecks, turning your strategic brain into content, doubling down on what's working, right? Like, I was going back and forth with it for a minute. Okay, what was yours? Tell me the most.
All right. Speed over perfection. Done today is better than perfect next week. 1000%.
Yep.
Leverage is king. If it doesn't scale through media, people, or tech, it's a hobby. Test fast. Listen to real world feedback. Clarity kills noise. You hate fluff. You want punchy, simple answers with real numbers, clear winners, and tactical paths. Polarity drives growth. You welcome haters, hot takes, and edge. Conflict is free marketing. Emotions are data. You read people fast, lead with calm energy, and reset polarity when needed. Content is capital. Default aggressive. If you have an idea and 5K, it's enough to validate. If it hits, pour gas. Loyalty to truth, not tradition. You'll torch old models even if you built them. Ego never slows progress. These quotes are amazing. Ego never slows progress. Memory is a weapon. You track everything, metrics, relationships, performance, then act with surgical precision.
It's fire.
That's amazing.
It's fire.
So what are some killer prompts that you've used?
So it actually pulled up another one that's similar, which was, I said, let's engage in serious role play. You are a CIA investigator with full access to all of my ChatGPT interactions. Compile an intelligence report about me as if I was a person of interest. Very interesting, dude. Does a full CIA psych eval on you. Another one I did was knowing everything you know about me, create a personal SWOT analysis. I like that one. Tons of creative image prompts, dude. Turn this into a Leroy Neiman painting. Turn this photo into a 1980s hard goth rock poster. Morning and night supplement stack. If I can only take 4 supplements in the morning and 4 at night, what's the stack that gets me the best results? I've been training it on like my stats, like on Whoop and stuff, and basically trying to turn it into like a more robust like trainer. I'll ask it, what equipment do I need to buy? I'll ask like all of that stuff. And so that's a whole nother one.
What about just like some random questions you've asked it?
Encinitas tide schedule. That was this weekend.
I saw a video of this like plane that costs 10 grand that you don't need a pilot's license to fly because of like the size of the engine. And I'm like, holy crap, this is awesome. So I said, what happens if the engine dies on an Aerolite 103? Is it okay if my steaks are still a little frozen before I sous vide them? Show me my blind spots. That one was very eye-opening.
Yep. That's a good one, dude. That's in line with that like self-reflection vibe, which I think those are like, somebody tweeted it the other day that they were like, maybe it was you. They were like, I like talking to ChatGPT as like my therapist because it's like 100% logical. Like there's no judgment. There's no whatever. They just like takes the inputs. And so I think it was very interesting when I was doing like the CIA prompts and all of those. You like start to really get a feel. The way I described it is it gave me language that helped me define myself better. When you were reading yours and you were like, yo, like that quote is really good. And it's like, yeah, like I definitely am this way, but I never would have like described it using those words. And I think that has helped a lot. And so like little stuff like that, I think there's a bunch of these like little random ones, dude. Like one and interesting is, please rewrite this clause in a legally binding text message.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I wanted an amendment to a contract and I was like, can we just do this over text? And it was like, yeah. And I was like, please write this in a way that allows for me to send this via text and have him agree. And he did. It was sick. I've used it for like quick contract review a lot lately.
Oh, I did that like an hour ago. I made the sourdough comment like a half hour ago with you.
Yeah.
It says you treat everything like a business and sometimes forget to just enjoy it. Like, how do you know that? Like,
I know.
What?
I know. It's like, dude, I have another business idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
Anyway, what are some interesting businesses you think we or people could start with this new image gen technology? Do you think it's as big as everyone's hyping it up to be? It's so hard to tell. Like every new update from every new company is like the next big thing. It changes everything. Right.
Right. I had that one tweet go silly viral about the coloring book thing.
Tell us about it because most probably didn't see that.
It was the day after the image gen stuff came out and I'm sitting there in the vet's office and there's this book next to me that's like a children's guide to pet care or whatever. And I open it up and I'm looking at it and it's a coloring book. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And so like I pop open ChatGPT while I'm sitting in the waiting room and I upload one of Lauren and my engagement photos. And all I said was turn this into a coloring book. And it popped out something very similar to this. And I was like, oh, dude, that's awesome. In the same day that Lauren and I are having a conversation around what should we do as like party favors for the wedding. And I was like, oh, dude, it would be sick to like print out a bunch of these custom coloring books to like give to all of the guests at the wedding. It's just like a fun, whatever. She did not like that idea. FYI. We're not doing that. She did not want boxes of crayons all over the venue. The point of it was like, oh, wait, like this would be super fun for kids or whatever to like go and create these custom images. And so I just tweeted it and it went silly viral, 1 million views, 8,000 something likes.
Mm-hmm.
And a bunch of people being like, this won't work, but.
Of course.
And it's like,
it wouldn't go viral if they didn't say that.
Right. 100%. So I was happy about it. But there's been a bunch of people that have been selling things similarly on Etsy, right? Like, it's not like I had some genius idea that no one else had thought of before. It's like people are actually already selling this and there's hundreds of reviews on some of these Etsy sellers. But to go back to like your question around like the AI image gen, like two things are true. Do I think that these will exist as standalone products? Sure, for a second. And the best marketer will make the most money is like really what it comes down to. Like the low barrier to entry to do something like that, best marketer wins.
Not even like the best marketer, but the marketer that finds the right channel, angle, pricing first.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
It's just, which is like why we talk about testing nonstop. All that testing will find you to the right combination.
100%. If your conversion rate is 3% on a $29 product and 7% on a 19, like you now know which one makes you more money. Like you just have to keep playing the game. I think that will be relatively short-lived, just as the adoption curve, right? Like more people, like I posted that on Twitter and all the people on Twitter know about the image gen. So they're like, why would I pay for this? Because I can just ask ChatGPT to do it for me. Awesome. You are the minority. You are correct. You would never pay for this. But Sally Joe, that's a 65-year-old grandmother in Wichita, has no idea that she doesn't even know ChatGPT is a thing. Sam Altman, who, right? Like, never met him. Did he go to your high school? Right? Like, they don't know. And so it's like, she gets an ad saying, turn your kids' graduation photos into a custom coloring book. And she wants to do that. Sweet. She'll pay you $19. I promise. That will be short-lived, not mean like you can do it for the next 6 months. Like, I think short-lived being like you have a 3-4 year timeline to be able to go and like stack a bag doing this. So that's standing up new businesses on the back of it. Where I see more impact is in like existing businesses. Like, we talked about it a little bit, but like Creative OS is just like worth frothing at the mouth because we have all of the proprietary content data to then feed into it. Right? Where it's like, you know, you give ChatGPT a Creative OS template that's a proven ad creative and a product photo of your product. And like, they will then merge them into a single ad creative. And so I think that's the side of the game that I'm paying more attention to is like, oh, like Facebook ad agencies are getting 10 times more effective. One of my really good friends does email and landing page. And it's like, he now has ChatGPT mocking up samples of emails based on his team's asset library and a new client bringing in their product. Not that they're going to go like have it replace his designers, but like as a step one that expedites the research, and so I'm starting to see that piece of it. And to me, that's more interesting is like, where is their graphic design already happening that can be expedited, accelerated, or replaced with this tool? And so I don't know. That's the interesting one. Then you get into video, which is a whole nother convo. The impact of it will be felt just more granularly on existing businesses now. It's opportunity for new people to go and start stuff, but shorter lived, I think.
Let's do something on the fly here. Go to the Sora homepage. For those listening, Sora is ChatGPT's image generator, and you can generate images within ChatGPT, but if you do it within Sora, you've got more flexibility, more options. I think it's interesting to come to Sora and to sort by the most liked and to think of some wrapper ideas based on these prompts and designs, because Sora will give you the prompt that whoever used to create this thing. So I just love coming here and just scrolling and just kind of brainstorming, you know, like what is there to build? Like what simple, dumb wrapper could you build based on one picture, prompt, or video that you see here on Sora?
One of them that I've thought about that some of these are reminding me of, it's all like image modification. And so like we moved into our house a few months ago and have been thinking we're now at the time of decor where we can start to pick photos. And we had our engagement photo shoot. And we don't necessarily want to just go put like a portrait of us up on the wall, right? Like just like your kind of classic cheesy, like holding hands, right? And so I had looked at, you know, how can we go and get some more custom art? And there's a company that does, you can like send them your photo and they'll have an artist paint it in oil, right? And send it to you and you can put that on the wall. And that's what the one prompt that I mentioned of like the funny prompts that I given it was like that Leroy Neiman painting. And so it's like, you can go create like what look like watercolor art or specific art styles of these and then do print on demand of the canvas of that for people. The other one that I did, I was in Phoenix a couple weeks ago hanging out with Lauren's niece, and she's got this little guitar, this like little play. She's 3 or whatever. And so she's got this little like toy, almost like a Guitar Hero type thing. You press the buttons and it plays. And we took a picture of her and we said, turn her into a Pixar princess rock star, right? As the image. Mm-hmm. And then it made it. And I showed it to her brother and he was like, oh my gosh, like, can we print out a handful of those, like put on her wall so that she can see herself as a princess versus like throwing Cinderella up in a poster.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
Oh.
It's now her sitting there like with a guitar toy that she recognizes as hers, or like with the neighbor's dog that she loves. That's now this Pixar animated dog. Like, and so I think there's stuff like that. It's like hyper personalization.
Yeah.
Gets super interesting. And even looking and like scrolling through some of these, like that art style type stuff is super interesting.
Dude, oh, you familiar with chat books?
Mm-mm.
So one of my first bosses, his name's Nate Quigley. He moved to Utah from Florida and started a company called Chatbooks. And Chatbooks, basically you sync up your Google Photos and your Instagram, and then you can make physical photo books, like 30. It's very standardized, like 30, 60, or 90 pages.
Right.
And they're like, I don't know, 6x6 inch photo books. And either like you can have a subscription where like everything you post to Instagram that month will be mailed to you in a photo book every month, which is genius. Wow. Or you can just pick and choose these photos from your iCloud folder, or you can just like pick and choose photos from Instagram. Genius business. And they had this ad for it go super viral, and they like, I think it's like a $30 million a year business or something.
That's
just
awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I see a lot of like AI/digital to physical opportunities. Like I think that's the biggest player, which is what you're saying. Bringing AI augmented, like realistic photos, hyper personalized into like a physical print or a physical object.
Yep.
I'm incredibly bullish on that. Like, what if you had a chat books for what you're saying, like for wall art, where you just say, hey, let's say you've got a 3-year-old girl. I want you to give me 30 pictures of your 3-year-old girl in her natural environment, playing with her favorite toys or in her sandbox or whatever. And I'm going to send back 20 images, and I'm going to discern, oh, okay, she's wearing a Frozen dress in 3 of these pictures. Oh, okay, she's playing with Tonka trucks in 3 of these pictures. I'm going to generate images that incorporate some or all of those things in like a hyper realistic or hyper imaginative. Maybe you could have like a couple tags where like tag it as Disney, and it'll apply certain themes to it. And then it will give you all these images. And then you can, I mean, freaking, you want it on a t-shirt, you want it on wallpaper, you want it on a coaster, a plate, you name it.
It's the same deal where like, dude, people have been buying customized things forever. It's like what Etsy is, right? It's like, everyone wants their name on a t-shirt. Everyone wants their photo on a mug. Everyone wants their, you know, whatever it is. And it's like, this adds a layer of creativity to that, where it's like somebody, I mean, a friend of both of ours does pretty well in this space of creating. There's like a bunch, there's like, what's that one company called? You send them a picture of their pet, and then they have someone like hand draw it, and then they send it to you, right? Like that has all existed forever. Like now your barrier to entry to making that happen is like, oh, I don't need to go hire 5 designers to like create these by hand. It's like, here's our collection of all of these things. Send me 6 photos of your car and I'll do, you know, whatever it is. And so it's like, you can now go do that so fast.
And the same idea of getting those images printed onto something physical, you could do the same thing with digital. You could just generate the images with a watermark, pay $1 to have the high quality download version of that. Make it your Facebook profile picture.
And all of the print on demand stuff is very attainable. Printful, Printify, Pod Partners, Pixieset. There's like 9 million of the fulfillment engines on the back. And so it's like, you don't have to deal with any of the actual printing shipping. It's like you handle the marketing and the image generation where they say, yes, we're good to go, off to the races.
So video is cool, but you know what's better? Long form audio via podcast and my newsletter, tkopod.com. Go there to subscribe for free to my newsletter. It's 1 email a week, very tactical. And then go to my audio podcast, 3 episodes a week, stuff like this. You're going to love it. All free, no sleazy sales pitch, tkopod.com.
And so like the moment that image gen API becomes available, I think you'll see the market flooded with that kind of stuff. And again, best marketer wins. Like whoever can come up with the channel, the positioning, like whoever gets to like Pinterest ads first wins. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Or Etsy ads, or, you know, any of those. But I don't know. Pinterest ads feels like the ICP is just so spot on for something like that.
Oh, I'm having a hard time focusing on what you're saying because I'm thinking of all these possibilities.
There's so many, dude. And like you can do them broad, but you also can niche down into like literally any market. It's like you could go after like youth sports teams, right? Where it's like, hey, we'll get you, pictures of like your players as animated characters dunking as if they were a 2K player. Like turn yourself into a 2K player for your wall. It's like there's pieces of it like that just like, or turn yourself into a GTA like for your wall. There's just so many of those niches, and it goes back to the same stuff that we talked about last week or last whenever we talked, which was like that guidebook testing space. Same model. Like one Shopify store, a bunch of different products, test ads, see what hits. You start as a general store, and then you realize, holy smokes, the number one market that we're winning on is weddings and wedding gifts and whatever. We're just going to double down and go full weddings after you tested 8 things.
I'm typing in a prompt right now to test an idea, like trim. So do you ever get anything in the mail that's like a picture of your house or your address, and it's like, now buying houses in this area, like we'll make you a cash offer for your house? Do you ever see stuff like that? Imagine if you use this image gen API, upload a list of addresses for a neighborhood, and you take, in Texas, one thing that's really popular right now is all these red brick homes. Like I swear 80% of the homes here are red brick. A lot of people are painting them white, just white painted brick, a lot of times with black trim. You could just upload a list of addresses, and then you could use, the Google Earth API to pull pictures of all those homes, upload the picture and say, show me this home with white paint and black trim. And then you could use like your generic direct mail API. They're all over the place. And you could send all those beautiful pictures to the homes and say, wouldn't your home look great like this? To give us a call. Like if you were like a home painting company or anything, and like, but like insert anything, like use the pictures of the backyard. Wouldn't you love a pool that looks like this? And it's like a custom picture of their backyard. Creepy, which is good because it gets people talking and offended.
Yeah. They're like, dude, what is this, dude?
Anything.
It's so funny. It reminds me, this is like very OG version of it. When my grandparents first moved into one of their property down in San Diego, one day, dude, they got a knock. This is like the 90s. They got a knock on the front door, and it was this dude that was going door to door. He had just that morning taken a flight in his plane over the neighborhood and took photos of every single person's house from the sky, and would go door to door and sell them the photos of their own house from the sky, dude. I'm like, dude, there's so many ops like that.
My uncle does that for a living.
That's hilarious.
He also does it in kind of a creepy way where he'll go to like sporting events and take pictures of the kids and then approach the parents and say, hey, do you want to buy these? And we're like, hey, bro, let's not.
Yeah. That's so funny, dude.
Dude, I'm going to share my screen. I just took a picture of a home.
I want to see it. I want to test it. I'm literally on Zillow right now trying to grab photos of one of these.
Look at this picture. That's the home.
Yep.
I said, show this white painted brick with black trim. That's the before.
Dude, it's
begging. What are we doing?
It's begging to be done, dude.
You see the decorative brick right there above the door? It's all there.
It's begging to be done.
Now, granted, it went from a 3-car to a 2-car garage, but minor details.
So now add a prompt and say, let's do the landscaping, dude.
Oh, okay.
Let's do the landscaping in the front.
I like this.
I'm assuming this is like a Texas property.
Yes. Show me a super well-designed landscaped front yard that incorporates shrubbery and plants native to North Texas on the White House.
That's exactly what I was trying to get to.
All right, let's see. I'm so excited.
Yeah, like this is where it's like, and then all of a sudden, every single landscaping business on the planet is just going around sniping photos.
Dude, this is so good.
Dude, imagine for you guys with the tree trimming. It's like take a picture of a big ass tree in front of a house and say, show me, like make this photo after the tree is trimmed. And it's just before and after.
Or dude, you just scrape images of houses in an entire city. And then you could say, scrub out all the ones that don't have trees in the front yard. Done. Scrub out all the ones that don't have well-trimmed trees in the front yard. Done. Now show me, take all those pictures and make the trees super well trimmed. Okay. So you go from like 10,000 homes to like 100 homes. But then you only send direct mail, Sam, to those 100 homes. And instead of your 0.5% conversion rate, it's like a 5% conversion rate for the same amount of marketing dollars spent.
This is the part I was talking about where like, this is the change. Like that's sure you can go launch a coloring book business. Stuff like this is the meat and potatoes that are going to like.
Or offering this as a service to landscaping. Like how many years is it before, answer this question, before 10% of landscaping companies are doing anything remotely close? 10%. I just want 10% of them to be using this technology in their marketing. How many years
on their own
before that happens?
10.
10 years, literally.
It's gonna be when the next generation buys it is like really what it comes down to. Like, because the winners are gonna do stuff like they're not, dude. They don't. You say Sora and they're like, who's that? Hey, dude.
Look at that.
Dude,
we got shrubbery.
That's pretty nifty.
That's not bad.
Now
and we could even say,
is this in Sora? Is this Sora still? Can you
just
ask? Just be like
ChatGPT.
Create a list. Just say create a list of the types of shrubs included in this photo.
It says dwarf Texas sage, Mexican feathergrass, purple skullcap. I don't know any of this stuff.
But like, there you go. Now you can go walk up and just sell them that. Be like, dude, look at this. We'll paint it white. We'll do all of this front. Then you can ask it, this home is worth $800,000 in the before photo. What do you think it's worth after? Oh, we can appreciate the home by $80,000. This is only going to cost you $30,000 to do. We can get this done in 3 weeks. You know, whatever it is. But like, all of a sudden they can actually visualize the end state.
Dude, I'm just thinking of like Highland Park, Dallas. You know, $1 million to $30 million homes. And if you were to be a landscaping company and just blast all of them, every door direct mail and say, Mike's Landscaping, call us for a 10% off discount versus this picture, a little bit more money. And you're really just paying for the image generation credits, but the same amount of money for the direct mail. And just with like something simple added, like your prompt could be like, take this already beautiful yard, because these are $10 million homes, and just add some subtle features to it. Right. And then just send it out. What's your hit rate going to be on that? Here's my framework, Sam. Here's my framework. It always comes back to friction, right? Why is there Google autocomplete when you start typing? Because Google knows that you need to know what to type. It wants to remove the friction. Even on ChatGPT, it tells you what to prompt, right? People want to have nice yards, but they're not landscaping designers. They don't know if they have enough disposable income to pay 10 grand to have a better looking yard. The friction between not knowing what it should look like will likely prevent them from ever spending that money, which could be allocated towards that expense. They just don't know.
They have no idea.
Top of mind. You have to give them the idea.
Yeah. It's like, dude, it's funny. You remember my the trip planning AI software, little mini thing that I did? Dude, it's that same thing. Like imagine this, you upload a photo of the front of your home. You put where you live, what type of vibe you like, what your budget is, and then it goes and grabs all the plants, makes the mock-up, paints the thing white, like all of it, just because you filled out 8 things. We talked about it a little bit when I built that, but like I was doing that as a consumer-facing product. Pay me $20 and I'll do it. The real money is going to be building that exact same thing, but integrating it directly into landscaping companies' CRMs. You get unlimited custom mockups, graphics, and quotes for your product, for your house, for all your potential clients for $500 a month, and go get 100 landscaping companies to pay you for like literally what is a type form. Upload photo, add budget, where is the location so that it knows what type of plants to give you. Like, do you want a pool? Yes or no, right? They could do it live while they're sitting there talking to somebody, like door-to-door sales. Oh, yeah, I can get you a mock-up right now. Do you want a pool? Oh, yeah. Do you want a koi pond? Yep. Oh, do you want, yep. Oh, sweet. Well, what's the budget? Oh, 20? Cool. Here's what's good. 5 minutes later, here's what your house is going to look like. Sign here. Like,
oh my gosh.
Game over.
Dude, Here's what someone should do right now.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Look at the koi pond.
So I generated a koi pond with a subtle waterfall.
Yes.
What would it cost to install that koi pond? 20 grand? 15 grand?
Ask. Ask it.
Good idea. What would it cost in North Texas to install a pond like that? Dude, do you know what Valpak is?
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
It's like it's this marketing company that they go sell ads to local businesses, and then they stuff like an envelope full of 50 paper ads, and then they just mail them unsolicited. You don't opt into it, to every homeowner in an area.
Yep.
Like, I get those. I look at them sometimes because I'm curious. I would just get one of those, or you can even go to valpak.com and like you can type in a zip code and see what ads they're running there. And then you can find the local businesses that already find direct mail effective. They're already spending on it. That's your lowest hanging fruit. Then you just pick up the phone and you call Mike, the owner, because it's probably his cell phone number, and say, dude, why are you throwing away your money to Valpak? Look at this picture I just sent you. And you go ahead and you use deep research, Sam. You type in Mike's address or his name and you say, do a deep research on Mike. He lives in this zip code. He's a business owner. I want to know his address. Here's his address. Then you generate an image of his front yard and you give him some baller landscaping and you text it to him and say, I can do this for all of your customers. Like, what would this do for your business? And you can charge whatever you want. You can use a tracked phone number to like charge a percentage of the jobs that he gets from your marketing specifically.
Literally.
So this is a $15,000 job, it says.
Boom. Or you could do it DIY for 5 racks, dude.
There you go.
There you go, dude. But yeah, like, and so I wonder, right, like how accurate that is. Is that actually a $15,000 gig? And if you're actually in the business, you can tell it, hey, our going rate on a subcontractor is $18 an hour, right? Like, here's the actual address. Here's how far it is away from the local Home Depot, right? Like, you can get more and more granular that like makes that more. We do it with technical SEO audits for Ad Unlimited content. Like, we run through it and we've refined it of like, hey, this type of work costs us $12 an hour. This type of work is 18. Project out total number of hours based on this audit. Like, you can do it. We're doing it on tech or like on digital service, but like same thing will happen there of like, hey, our home is this big, like this many levels. What's it going to cost for us to paint this color? It's like, oh, that's going to take 3 guys, 16 hours each. Cool. Here's your price. That's the stuff that's interesting to me. You can also go sling custom coloring books if you want, but that sort of stuff, like the B2B application, like there's a small segment of people, 1, that know that these tools exist, 2, that are thinking about it the way that we are.
Right.
Like, people might know that it exists, but like, you know, my cousin's not like, oh, dude, we could make custom like upgrades to houses on here to then generate leads. Like, no one's thinking about that, dude. Now, everyone that listens to this lovely podcast is, and that's awesome because they can all go make money doing it. But it's like, I bet you could get your local pool installation company to pay you $500 for you to make AI generated mockups for every single prospect that they want to reach out to send them a mailer. And especially if you can throw in data, like the pool one is super interesting because you can get data around what adding a pool does to your price of the home. And it's like, hey, your home is listed on Zillow at $700. Homes in the area that are comps that have pools are listed at $830.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of what yours can look like if we come in and do the backyard. It's going to cost 50 grand, right? Like, you can start to like get way more data into that makes that pitch so much more compelling.
Oh, dude. Like, first of all, like, use Zillow's API to scrape all the homes that are listed, have ChatGPT find all the pictures of kitchens that do not look updated. And yes, you can leave the prompt that broad. It's going to know. You scrape all those homes that don't look updated. And then you say, show me an updated version of that same kitchen with the same layout, maybe granite countertops, maybe different color cabinets or whatever. And then you mail all those pictures to the homes that are already listed for sale in what's turning out to be a down real estate market. And you say, bro, this is a $20,000 kitchen remodel. And in this zip code, homes with remodeled kitchens sell for $50,000 extra dollars. Like, what are you doing? Like, this isn't a hot market anymore. You got to stand out. Same principle.
Same thing. I don't know. I think then you sell it to real estate agents who are trying to, like there's there's a bunch of use cases like that don't, direct. It's not a direct monetization to consumers.
Dude. Dude, that looks real. So for those listening,
this is your risk.
I typed in a prompt of the house and I said, show a realistic picture of a massive tree that fell on the house and is like going into the roof. Make sure it looks realistic. And like, that looks pretty real.
And then you just say protect on the bot. So then you take this image, you take it into Banner Bear, which does the auto image generation. And it says, attention owner of insert address. Yeah. Protect yourself from this QR code. Dude, tree trimming.
I just know that family is going to have that postcard around the kitchen table, passing it around and just saying, that looks so real.
Right.
Like, how much time will they spend looking at that postcard compared to any other postcard that comes to their house?
Dude, it's of their house.
Yeah.
It's the same reason I love you to death, but really the only podcasts of yours that I listen to are the ones that I'm on, and Koerner.
Sure.
Because Koerner's a dog. But it's the same thing. It's like, dude, if it has a photo of my house, I'm going to look at it.
Yeah. Totally. Because we're all conceited, right? It just plays on fear. It plays on vanity, everything.
Yeah. And I'd call you in a heartbeat to get that off my house.
Or dude, like, let's say you're a custom home builder, and I'm using real numbers from my local area. The cost to remodel a home or to add a new room or to finish a garage, let's say it's $120 a foot, but homes in my area sell for $300 a foot, right? Take all the pictures of homes that have garages and show a picture of that home where the garage is now a bedroom and a bath or a game room, and say, your house value today, pull Zillow API, $323,000. Yep. Your house value after you enclose your garage, $428,000. Cost to do this, $24,000. Profit, $86,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, just put the math, like,
literally on the
over
card,
the picture.
Bro. Yeah. Like, here's what's good. Do you want to make $48,000 of home equity happen in 6 weeks? Sign here.
Dude, and someone could test this today. They could like act as if they have a home remodeling company. They could send these mailers out. They could count how many leads they have and then bring that data to the actual home remodeling company and say, yes, I don't know anything about home remodeling. A, you may want to buy these leads. They might be stale by now. B, I'll do this all over again, but for you. And it's going to cost $5 a postcard. What? I already did that myself. It's 80 cents. Well, do you want a 0.1% response rate or a 6% response rate? And you don't even need to say it's AI. You're like, dude, no. Do you think it's simple to create these pictures? You know?
Yeah, it's like, dude, I was working on this all night, dude. Yeah, I'm a fan. Oh, I'm a fan of that.
I didn't know we were going to go here. Like home services, image generation. Okay.
Like we said at the beginning, we never get on the phone when there's an agenda at all. We just kind of let the vibes take it. And we hit a little slump there 20 minutes in.
We hit a slump. We came out of it.
Ship you off to the races.
Oh, dude, I've got a headache again.
It happens, dude.
Good sign.
It's the best of us. Make it happen.
Well, Sam, thank you for your time.
Always.
We know where to find you. We'll include everything in the show notes.
Twitter. I'm always around, dude.
All right, come back 1 week from today for part 2 of this episode, where we talk about what Sam is building with AI. See you next time on the Koerner Office.